Hello fellas, I'm bringing you another tip and trick video. First we'll start with autoshimmies. What are autoshimmies? They are attacks that looks like grab. So for example, under pressure, this thing here looks like a grab. It might not look like the animation of a grab right now, but under pressure, especially when she has her back turned like this, the difference between this and this is hard to see because the hands extend just like a grab. Alright, and they land approximately at the same place, so it can be very difficult, right? What happens is that, so Cassie tries to fake a grab. When you open someone up because they think that you were grabbing, so they had to let go of blocked attack, and you open them up and you start comboing them, that means that it's a shimmy. You've shimmied them. An auto shimmy means that it's so strong you don't even have to take a front dash to fake a grab, a front grab, right? Just the animation itself, people are gonna let go of block. So what can you do? It's been a throw game, right? She's been throwing you and she's been doing 1-1-1. And you can't react to the throw or the 1-1-1. It just happens too fast. How can you deal with auto shimmies? Very controversial opinion. Take the throw. Don't tech it, take it. Stay strong and keep blocking. And if you're not sure, just take it. It's 130 damage only. 130 damage is so much better than getting opened up and full comboed. 264 unbreakable because you thought you had to tech. Just don't tech. Take the throw. That's my advice. This game is pretty throw heavy, right? And that's how you open people up to. They think that you're gonna throw and you actually do something else. Now you have to understand your character because you have two different throws in this game, right? Forward throw and backwards throw. Throws in this game have different animations and different distances, and you have to understand how to throw properly so that you are at an advantage. So for example, with Liu Kang, you don't want to forward throw often. Why? Because look at the distance here. Liu Kang, what's his weakness? His reach. All his tools don't have a lot of reach. He wants to be right here. He's a rushdown character, nothing else. I mean, when he's here, he can still throw fireballs, but that's not where he wants to be. That's not his ideal. Where he wants to be is here. So you're not going to want to throw someone away from you, and you have to do all that work to try to come back in, and they throw projectiles, they run away, they do all sorts of things. You're just hurting yourself for 130 damage. Doesn't make sense. What you want to do is a back throw. Why? Look at how close he is. This distance compared to this distance. So with Liu Kang, I know that I'm going to be throwing backwards to keep them close to me. So you have to know your character, know where you want to be, and throw accordingly. And of course you can say, well, if you always throw backwards, they're going to know you're going to throw backwards and they're going to tech. Well, I mean, yes, if that's the case, if they start teching a lot, you can simply just start throwing forward, right? And now you're going to have a crushing blow locked in because they failed the tech. That's an option, but you know, in my opinion, teching, especially online, is difficult. So when you're going to go for throws, you're going to get them unless they neutral duck or something like that. It's pretty rare to see techs in this game, even at the pro level. My third advice is to, depending on the character, equip non-launchers. And I know this doesn't seem like it makes sense right now, but let me explain. With Sindel, for example, you have the haircut, right? And that's your only launcher that she has. But the problem is, this one costs 2 slots. And when you launch, you break away immediately and you can't do anything. So what's the point of launching with her? That's something you have to ask yourself. When you can equip 3 abilities instead of 2 abilities if you want the launcher, and here you don't launch, it's like almost the same damage as if you would be launching and breaking. And someone would break. So for example, this is actually the build that Tekken Master recommends for Sindel. And I have to admit, I love launching with Sindel, right? But I do suffer from people breaking away and I can't do anything because they broke away. Getting down to them, but that's a risk because if they don't break, you've just wasted potential combo opportunities. So I'm not saying not equip a launcher with everyone. You always need a launcher usually. I'm saying it depends on the character and how much damage you get when someone breaks, how much the launch slot costs for abilities. So I'm gonna get the other Sindel to break away. For example, I launch her and she breaks. I can't do anything. 169 damage. Wow, 169 damage. See the damage I'm getting? Like, I can't get damage with Sindel because they break and I can't do anything. I can't even break armor. I don't even remember what her armor break is. Oh, it's main squeeze. But you can't use main squeeze. You can't do anything. 169 damage. Wow. Now, of course, if they've broken before, right, and they have no bar, now you launch them, that is going to hurt a lot because Sindel hits really hard and I messed it up. But someone who is only using their bar to break and nothing else, it's pretty rare that you're gonna open them up, they break, and then you still get the opportunity to open them up before their whole 2 bars is back. It is rare because bars in this game, they come back pretty quickly. So unless your opponent is overly aggressive and is not a good defensive player, it's rare that you're going to get a chance to open them up and they're not going to be able to break. It's really rare. This only happens when people, they use their meter too much to wake up. So if you're playing someone who wakes up often, of course, equip the launcher because they waste their bar not on breaking away but on waking up. But let's say you're still playing someone who uses that to break away. You know it's 130, 160, and now you don't have a launcher, right? So you just go for normal enders. 168, same thing as before. 141, 14 hit advantage. It's a restand. So you get similar damage, almost the same damage as you would if you launched them and they broke away. But now you have more abilities, right? You have so many more abilities than before. So you're more dangerous in a way with the same amount of damage that you could do before because you have all these abilities. So that's my advice. Depending on your character and on the person you're playing, it might be worthwhile not to equip a launcher and simply use your slots for other abilities, like for example with Sindel, like a projectile, low projectile in this case, and a jumping projectile. 2 very strong things and very annoying but strong. And a reversal punish. So okay, my 4th advice is go for BnB combos. BnB means bread and butter. It means a combo that is hard to drop, something that is consistent, hard to drop, you're gonna get almost every time, but it's not as much damage as you could get. Don't go for optimals in this game. Online, optimals are easily droppable. Under pressure, it's easily droppable. The window to get the best combos possible is tight in this game. It's hard, but BnBs are not hard. So for example, let's go with Noob Saibot. Let's say I do something like, I'm not sure if this is the optimal, but this is a difficult combo. It's easy to drop. So for example, I do this. Here, I got it this time, right? You're trying to go for 113 after you've launched. But the problem is, here I'm getting it every time now, the 113 is easily droppable sometimes. Here you go, because of the kick, you see that? So why would you miss it and get 238 damage? Why would you risk missing it when you can do something super simple like this? 234 versus 330. I only had to do standing 4 into clone instead of doing 113 into clone, right? Now, of course, if you do it properly, if you do the quote-unquote optimal, you're gonna get more damage. $380 compared to 330, I think it was. But my point is, go for the reliable damage. Knowing you're gonna get 330 is much better than maybe getting 390. Unless you're like the top of the top of the top. Unless you're a pro player, don't go for optimals. Even pro players online, I wouldn't even advise going for optimals because with the lag, it makes some of these combos really difficult. So that's my advice. Keep it simple, stupid. Go for those easy combos. Get a little bit less damage, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be fine. And my last advice, I think that's advice 5 right now. If you're someone who doesn't want to play all characters and you want to really focus on one character, you're trying to pick a main, the only way, and especially if you don't have a pocket, the only way to be sure that you're gonna be fine no matter who is in front of you is to pick a character that cannot be countered, or at least a back pocket that can't be countered. For example, I can play Jade. Jade, I think, is my 3rd most played character. Jade is a good back pocket against zoners because of this, right? So this means that if I would main Jade, I would have no weakness. And I know like Jade mains are gonna say she has bad matchups, like she has weaknesses. Listen, I don't agree. Tekken Master agrees with me. Tekken Master is the 5th best player in the world. I'll listen to his advice before some Twitter people that main Jade. All right. Yeah, I don't think Jade has a weakness. Against zoners, she can do this. She has a nice range. She has mid starter, 11 frames, great frame data, great everything. So if you struggle, pick a character that has no weakness, like Jade, for example. Not much of a demonstration for that one, but just some advice. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. I post short videos that don't make it to YouTube. And these videos are usually text as well, text, combos, a lot of frame data stuff. Alright, that's it. Peace.